Actually, it's more than just a piece of music, it's a piece of history. It's a very important record for me because it was both at a time when I started actually buying vinyl, so it was one of my first actual pieces of vinyl that I bought, and also it was a turning point in my life when I started looking at reggae and started getting interested in that. And little did I know at the time of buying it that it was such an anthemic kind of piece of LP really. It's really important in kind of history of reggae. And I just randomly found it in my local second-hand shop where I'd been buying a lot of rock kind of second-hand CDs and stuff. And then when I finally got myself a turntable and I was able to actually buy vinyl, where I was attracted by the format more than anything as much as the music. And stumbled across this. I'd heard the name recently, a few weeks before on the radio, or a week before, and it was still fresh in my mind and I recognised the name and I thought, yeah man, give it a go. Can't remember if it was £3 or 30p, 3 francs or 30 francs at the time, before the euro. I'd just split up with my girlfriend at the time. Well, I'd been dumped, let's face it, been dumped by my girlfriend, and I was a bit upset. And then I woke up in the morning, I was a bit like, oh. Then I went up, picked up this record, I put it back on, and there's a song here, I've Got a Joy, and it just filled my heart with joy, seriously. And I realised the power of this music, it was actually, it's not just like music that makes you feel like, it means to vibe you up. It's like it actually really influenced me and totally got me over this whole upsetness that I was feeling at the time. It was just like instantly like, great tune. This one was a French edition, and as you can see, there's a picture of a female derriere, to take a French word, with a reggae sun, and so they basically totally interpreted the music completely differently from what it was actually intended to, which was a really militant kind of Rasta album, and got turned into a kind of mindless, happy reggae sun and C-section sun kind of vibe. So this, I bought it when, because I'm French, I used to live in France, and I bought this in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, I forget the name of the shop now. It was a record shop. This is the original cover. There wasn't that much reggae on the radio at the time, but I randomly on the radio had fallen on this little reggae kind of documentary thing. We were playing a few tunes and there was some, I don't even know who he was, some reggae expert that was on there, and that mentioned Fred Lux. It sounds a bit like dreadlocks, and that was an easy name to remember. Give it a go, it was cheap enough. And that was the actual purchase of it. You see, it stayed, I had to listen, it was quite good. Kept it on the side for a bit. And so this song is saying, well, don't let, these forces influence you. And to me, a big problem with all these forces, and if you listen to people's discourse on TV, like politicians, a lot of it seems to be to divide and conquer people.